All right, guys, let's get some NCAA basketball picks and props for Wednesday, March 13th slate of games. Trey, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Have you start us off?
You had a terrible day. I'm not happy
Yeah.
about it. It is what it is. I gave out a day game. I set myself up for that. I gave out Georgia Tech plus 1.5 against Notre Dame. And the Fighting Irish, they barely pulled out the win and barely pulled out the cover. I think they won by 4 points. So it just sent a stake right through my heart. And then I also gave out Javon Small under 59 points versus UCF. I'm glad UCF won, but Small, he scored 20-plus points here in this game. So he hit the over and another stake driven through my heart.
Yeah, you know it's crazy, Trey. I was at work for both of these games that we gave out. Georgia Tech, they were down by 17, I think, at one point. They had a 3-point lead with 3 minutes left. So you were really cooking there. I thought maybe you were going to get the win. I had Cincinnati minus 9.5. They got down by 16 points. I live bet them minus 5.5 with watching nothing. That's always a horrible idea, by the way. I lost both. They did lose minus 9.5. They won the game by 5 points. Apparently, they made a dunk as time expired to not cover the minus 5.5. So bad day for me with Cincinnati there. But let's go to the player props. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys. 0-1 here as well. I gave out Javon Small, like I just said. Sorry, a little preface there. But under 59 points, he hit the over. I hate my life.
I had Quentin Post of Boston College go over 16.5 points. He scored 17 points in the first 15 minutes of this game. No sweat bet for the player prop and a no sweat bet for the group play here for us. Boston College dominates Miami. We both pick up a win on the group play. That game was never close. Miami, they got up to within like 10, I think it was, late or early in the second half. But Boston College, they just took over that game. They dominated them. So let's go to the group play for tomorrow. Big East matchup here. Xavier going up against Butler in the first round of the Big East Conference Tournament. Xavier's laying the 1.5, over under 150.5. I'll have you start.
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch this Big East tournament. I feel like the Big East is right next to the Big 12, just behind them. But I feel like the Big East is the second best basketball conference. I mean, all these teams are very good. Xavier and Butler. I feel like this is a pick'em game, and the line kind of reflects that. Neither one of these two teams really had an amazing season, but neither one of them had bad seasons either. It was pretty good, and I feel like both teams with a strong run, if either one of these teams wins and makes a strong run, they're going to get a good seed in the college basketball tournament. Maybe not Butler, but I know Xavier is at least in a good spot. So I'm going to go with a team that needs this game more. Give me Butler here. I'm going to take them plus 1.5 in this game. They're just a little bit more of a team than what Xavier is. Xavier, they're led by Quincy Olivari, but outside of him, there's not really anyone that kind of scares me. But Butler, they come at you in waves, come at you in packs, and I feel like it's going to be a team game here. So give me Butler here plus 1.5.
Yep, I'm taking Butler money line. I don't want the points. Come into conference tournaments, come into the NCAA tournament. I don't know if Butler's going to be able to make the tournament. They got to make a run here in the Big East conference tournament, but the starting guards for Butler, they're so good. They've got 4 guards averaging over 11 points per game. They can all shoot. They can all handle. They just need to play together. In the conference tournament, in the NCAA tournament, it's about guard play and defensive play. Butler has the guards to make a big run. Pierre Brooks is one of the best three-point shooters in this conference. I love Butler here on the money line. They're going to beat Xavier outright. Let's go on to our plays for tomorrow. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, and no bias here, I swear. I really love this game. It's going to be this USC going up against Washington game. I'm very excited to watch this game, and I'm all here for this matchup. USC, they come in this game with a 14-17 record. They're also 15-16 ATS. And the Trojans, they finished 9th in the Pac-12. And Washington, they enter this game with a 17-14 record. They're also 15-14-1 ATS. And the Huskies, they finished 7th in the Pac-12. These two teams, they only played once this year, and it was at Washington. And USC, they walked out of there with a 7-point win. And I honestly expect something similar here in this game. Give me USC. I'm going to take them. I was going to take them on the money line. It was minus 2.5 whenever I was researching. Now it's at minus 3.5. So I have to take that instead of the money line's too juiced. But I fully expect USC and Bronny James to get a massive win here. That's because USC absolutely dominates Washington historically. USC, they've won 8 straight games against the Huskies, and I expect that trend to continue here in this game. This game is going to come down to which team can get more important stops. Both teams, they do have great offenses, so it's going to be coming down to whichever defense shows up will win this game. And I expect that team to be USC because over the last week of the regular season, their defense showed up. USC, they only allowed an average of 69 points per game over their last 3 games. And if USC can hold Washington to under 70 points, it gives me a lot of confidence in this play, which is, in my opinion, easily possible because USC, they really turn you over every game. And Washington, they're ranked in the top 60 in college basketball in turnovers per game. So I feel like USC is going to get a few extra possessions in this game. So Give me USC and Bronny James -3.5 against Washington.
Love it. Love to play there. Hope USC gets in. They make a run, and we get to see LeBron James and his son on the screen the entire time in the NCAA tournament. For my play today, no, I was lying. For my play today, we're going to be right back in the Big 12 Conference tournament. I'm not going to back away from this Cincinnati team. I still think they need to win another game. If they want a chance to make it the NCAA tournament, they're going to be going up against the Kansas Jayhawks, and they are the favorite for a reason because the Jayhawks, they have a number of injuries coming into this game. Kansas has their two best players out in this game, Hunter Dickinson and Kevin McCullough Jr., both dealing with different injuries. Hunter Dickinson, he's got a boo-boo on his shoulder, and Kevin McCullough has been dealing with a bone roof for some time now. Hunter Dickinson, by the way, might be the most overrated center in the entire NCAA. Somehow he still puts up 20 points and 10 rebounds. I have no idea how. But Cincinnati is the play in this game. They're going to knock down Kansas and make their case at the committee to make the NCAA tournament. They had their really good comeback from down 16 against West Virginia yesterday, and I know they didn't cover the spread, but they really figured something out in the second half, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Kansas had a lot of problems this season, problems that they usually don't have in basketball. And without Kevin McCullough on the floor, they are usually playing exclusively through Hunter Dickinson. Now that both of these players are off the floor, it's going to be extremely hard for them to get any scoring going. Despite Cincinnati's play yesterday on the defensive side, they're still a really good defensive team. West Virginia, they just couldn't miss a shot. And Kansas in their last game, they were held to 46 points. That's their lowest total in program history against Houston. And while that was a really good Houston defense, Cincinnati's still a top 50 defense in the country. If you remember that Kansas game, no Dickinson in the second half, basically, no Kevin McCullough in the second half. More the same in this game. Kansas is going to struggle to put up 70 points. I love Cincinnati here to get a win. Give me Cincinnati on the money line as the play. Trey, let's go to the player props. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm excited to talk about my player prop. It's going to be in the Big 12 as well. It's going to be Emanuel Miller to go over 15.5 points going up against Oklahoma. I really love this over for Miller in this game because I'm excited to watch him play. We're going to see him fill up the stat sheet here, primarily in the points section because Miller, he is a senior. So this might be his last game as a TCU Horned Frog, but he's going to leave it all out there on the court. And I believe that he's going to dominate here for a few reasons. The first reason is his matchup versus Oklahoma. Miller, he played Oklahoma only once this year, and in that game, he finished with a massive 27 points, which is way over this number. And we're enjoying a nice discount line here because Miller, he's only averaging 16.3 points per game over the last week of the season, which is below his season average, but that's still a lot of points, and it's still over this number. And I believe we're going to see Miller even kick it back into normal form here because Oklahoma, they don't really have a great defense. So I expect Miller to be able to do whatever he wants here in this game, especially whenever you factor in what he did against OU in his first game against them. So give me Emanuel Miller to go over 15.5 points versus Oklahoma.
Yeah, Trey, I like to play there. For my play today, going back to the Big East, I'm going to be looking at Devin Carter of Providence to go over his total points going up against Georgetown. This is a first-team Big East starter, and he deserved every little bit of that. He scored 19.4 points per game. He shot 47.7% from the field this year, and Carter's played himself into the top 50 scorers in the country as well, and he should be able to put up 20-plus points in this game fairly easily going up against Georgetown. This game's going to have a little bit extra spice to it anyway because Providence former head coach Ed Cooley is on the other sideline coaching Georgetown, and I know these Providence players are going to want to bounce out their old head coach in this conference tournament. If Georgetown, if they want any shot of winning this game, they might want to guard Devin Carter this time around because in the first two games against Georgetown this season, he averaged 26.5 points per game. He shot 61.3% from the field in those two games. And earlier in the season, he scored 29 points. He made 10 of the 14 shots. And just a couple days ago in the last matchup, he scored 24 points. He made 9 of his 17 shots. And I don't see anything changing in this matchup this time around against Georgetown. Carter, whenever he's hitting his three-point shot, he's basically unguardable because he's so good at getting himself to the rim that you can't guard both. You have to give him a step because you guard him on the three-point line. He's going to make you look foolish getting to the rim for an easy layup. And it also works the other way around. If you give him that step, he's going to pull it from the outside because he loves to shoot the three ball as well this season, making 38.5% of his shots. He's taken 6.7 threes per game. He's going to have another monster performance against Georgetown. I'm going to take his over total points as the play here. Trey, let's go to that graphic. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I had to pivot. I was originally going to take USC on the money line. Now I have to take the -3.5. I expect them to win. The points going in USC's favor, so it gives me even more confidence here in them in this game. Also going with Emanuel Miller over 15.5 points versus Oklahoma. TCU Horned Frogs, let's go. I need them to win in advance, and they're going to do it off the back of Emanuel Miller.
Yeah, I'm going Cincinnati here on the money line. Kansas, obviously, we talked about it last time. They're going to have the home crowd at their back, but this team, they've got no scoring now on the offensive side. So I don't know how they're going to score points. I'm going to take Cincinnati on the money line. And then Devin Carter over total points at Georgetown. Don't know what the line's going to come out. I'm assuming he's going to be 19.5, maybe even 20.5 points, but he's dominated Georgetown all season long. Love the over in that game for us. Guys, it's going to do it for the NCAA basketball plays and props for Wednesday, March 13th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Super Bowl. We also have 12,000 subs coming right around the bend. We're at 10,200. We're going to give away 2 tickets to anybody to any game they want. NBA, NFL, college basketball. It doesn't matter. We can wait until the new season for NFL. Any game you want to go, whenever we get to 12K, we're going to have that giveaway coming up as well. Leaderboard. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month. A little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,